In this chapter, we are going to talk about object tracking. So first of all, let's try to understand the crucial difference between object detection and object tracking. Object detection algorithms such as the YOLO algorithm or SSD algorithm are designed to identify and classify objects in individual frames of a given video or images, but they don't inherently track objects across multiple frames, which means that the detected objects in the frames of the given video are totally independent of each other for the algorithm. And of course, in order to track a given object, we have to design an algorithm that knows that the object on a given frame is the same as the object in the next frame of the video. And this is exactly what we are going to achieve with object tracking algorithms. So while object detection can tell you that an object is present in a given frame, it doesn't have any memory or understanding of where that same object is in subsequent frames. Object tracking algorithms are specifically designed to solve this problem by associating the objects detected in one frame with the objects detected in the next. And of course, objects might move behind other objects or temporarily disappear from view, and object tracking algorithms can maintain the identity of the object even when it's partially or fully occluded for a brief period. So this is an extremely powerful feature of object tracking, that it may happen that the object temporarily disappears from view, but the algorithm is able to re-identify it. Okay, so what we want to do is that if we have a spaceship like that, first of all, we can detect that it is a rocket. But of course, in the next frame of the video, we would like to detect that this is the same rocket with the same ID. Then in the next frame of the video, we come to the conclusion that again, it is the same rocket. So despite the fact that we are dealing with individual frames of the video, we can come to the conclusion that it is the same rocket in every frame of the video. Okay, so let's talk about that what we are going to do in the coming lectures. In order to implement an object tracking algorithm, first of all, we need an object detection algorithm. Of course, because in every single frame of the video, we have to detect the objects either with YOLO algorithm or with SSD algorithm. Because the actual version of YOLO is the state-of-the-art object detection algorithm, this is why we will use YOLO algorithm to detect the objects in every single frame of the video. Then we have the so-called Kalman Filter algorithm for predicting the next state of every single object that we have detected with YOLO algorithm. So we need a linear approximation for the object's locations in the next frame of the video. For example, in this case, the Kalman filter will make a prediction that what's going to be the position of the rocket in the next frame of the video. And then it makes a prediction for the next frame, and then for the next frame, and so on. So in every single frame or every single state of the algorithm, Kalman filter will make a prediction for the location of the given object in the next frame of the video. In the coming lectures, we are going to talk a bit about the theoretical background of Kalman filter, because it is an extremely popular and powerful technique in computer science. Then we will use a deep appearance descriptor that is able to detect the same objects from multiple angles. So what's happening exactly under the hood? That we will make a prediction for the next state of the object in the next frame of the video with the help of the Kalman filter algorithm, and we try to detect that given object based on appearance. So we will talk about all of these features one by one in the coming lectures, and we will come to the conclusion that we can use a convolutional neural network that is able to detect the same object in independent frames of the video, which is an extremely powerful technique in order to re-identify the same object in subsequent frames of the video. And then we are going to combine all of these features with the Hungarian algorithm to assign the predicted bounding boxes that has been calculated with the Kalman Filter algorithm with the detected objects that are detected with the YOLO algorithm in the actual frame of the video. So what's going to happen that in every single frame of the video, the object detection algorithm will find the objects present on the given frame, and Kalman Filter will make a prediction based on the previous frame in the video, because of course in the previous frame we have the previous position of the given object that we are tracking. And of course, as you may guess, the problem arises if there are multiple objects on the given frame, because if we have just a single object, then we can use the YOLO algorithm in order to detect that given object, and because we know for certain that there is just a single object, we know that this is the object that has been found in the previous frames of the video. But if we know that there may be multiple objects, then we make a prediction by the Kalman Filter algorithm. We detect the given object with the object detection algorithm such as YOLO, and then we use this information in order to make the final decision that what is the location of the given object and what is the ID of that given object. For example, here there are multiple cars present in a single frame of the video. There are 1, 2, 3 and 4 cars altogether. Okay, there are several other cars in the background, but let's not bother with them at the moment. Of course, the object detection algorithm detects these 4 vehicles. Then the Kalman Filter algorithm makes a prediction what is the position of these cars based on the previous frame. And of course, with the help of the Hungarian algorithm, we are going to merge all the information present concerning the actual frame of the video to track the given object. So this is how we will come to the conclusion that, for example, in this frame of the video, this is the car that was present in the previous frame of the video here, then in the previous ones, and so on. So this is how we can identify the same object in consecutive frames of the video. So this is why we need these 4 steps. In the coming lecture, we are going to talk about the theoretical background of the Kalman filter. By the way, it is optional. If you are not interested in the theoretical background, then feel free to skip the next lecture where we will talk about Kalman filter, and then we will understand the other building blocks of object tracking algorithms.